Ladies and gentlemen, today's a bittersweet day. Welcome to the final episode of the Part-Time Pod here at MCM. I'm your host, Tyler Pinero.
I'm Andrew Youngworth.
And let's kick off the final episode. Before we start, I just want to give a quick little thank you to MCM for letting me do all this. We'll get more into that at the end, but I was super grateful for the opportunity. Let's have a great final show. So, Mr. Youngworth, NFL season's kicking off, no pun intended. So right now, season starting, what are you feeling? You got teams that are going to do good, teams going to do bad. How are we feeling?
In terms of the season, I'm just excited. Football is the best sport to watch, not even remotely close. 100%. It's going to be a fantastic season for college and the pros. I'm excited to see the Patriots form their rebuild. Mm-hmm. It won't be fun. It'll be exciting to watch, though.
Yeah.
I think there's some dark horse teams. My most exciting team to watch this year is Houston.
Oh, 100%.
I'm so excited to see how
their offense is so good.
It's ridiculous.
You have three guys who could be a wide receiver one all on the same team, and you have an above-average tight end. And you just added Joe Mixon to the backfield.
Yeah, you got a good running back, too.
And all that combined with a quarterback that could very easily be an MVP candidate.
And an already amazing head coach in
D'Amico
Ryans.
Yes. And I saw the NFL put out, their power rankings for preseason. Do you have, any complaints with that? Because I have a pretty big one.
What's your complaint?
They have Green Bay at 6. I think that's massively overrating them.
I think.
Thank you.
I think Love getting his paycheck is kind of overhyping the team already.
Yep.
Because he was overpaid, and because he was overpaid, the team's getting overhyped. Because the NFL is thinking that that's his value when it's just not.
I also think that Love contract is gonna bankrupt the Texans pretty soon when CJ's rookie deal's over.
It's gonna bankrupt the league. It's just going to get worse and worse. CJ's contract is going to be ridiculous. And if one of these rookies show out, one of their contracts is going to be ridiculous because they all showed out in preseason.
Someone like Caleb?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, speaking of that, we saw him finally play in preseason. What'd you think?
I actually loved him. I loved the way he played. He exceeded my expectations. I didn't think he was going to be too good. I thought he was going to be
people
okay.
People are already giving him the Mahomes comparisons. How do you feel about that?
It's whatever. It's
too early to tell.
It's way too early. I think you can't do the comparisons until, I don't even think you should be comparing Stroud to anyone yet. You got to give him time.
Now, the Texans, we all know, have hype coming into the season. There's no underrating them right now. Who's, your most underrated team heading into this year?
Atlanta. I think the Falcons are the most underrated team.
And now, I'm going to ask, follow it up with underrated player, is it going to be one of Kyle Pitts or Drake London?
I think not necessarily underrated, but I think people a dark horse. People just aren't ready for what they're gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Do you think they're gonna take what are they? NFC South.
NFC South.
Do you think they're gonna take South?
Easily. I think it's the worst division in the NFL. I think if the
100%.
Falcons somehow don't take the NFC South, then they should just sell the team. They have everything favoring them. They have the easiest schedule in the league. They just got Kirk Cousins, their first career quarterback since Matt Ryan. Got a new head coach, and the division's terrible.
Their last coach was Arthur Smith, right?
Yeah.
One of the biggest idiots to ever step foot in the NFL.
The fantasy football menace.
Not a good coach at all. Although he did help me when Bijan did not play at all that 1 week. That was very helpful because I was playing against Bijan that week.
If you're playing against the Falcons the last 2 years, you were grateful for Arthur Smith. But if you had one of them, he was your least favorite coach.
I think this might finally be the year where I go and draft Kyle Pitts because this year I've normally been in 10-man leagues. This year I'm in a 12. So I think it's going to be a little bit different, but I'm still excited for it.
That might be a clutch tight end pick for you. I think he's actually going to be a great threat this year.
Yeah. So on topic of fantasy, do you have, if you're in a draft, how should the first round go? First 5 picks, we'll say.
It's tough because the last,
what is it? No order, just top 5.
Okay, because the last 6, clear-cut first overall picks have been, huge busts. Have you seen that?
Yeah, well, Jefferson was still good when he was out there last year.
When he wasn't hurt.
Was just the 4 weeks he was on IR kind of screwed him.
Yeah, but in fantasy, that doesn't matter. So I think the clear-cut number 1 is McCaffrey. I don't think there's any way he turns into a bum this year. I think Tyreek Hill should still be a top 5 pick. Low-key Bijan. I think Bijan's going to be a really good fantasy pick this year. He's going to get so many touches.
I don't think he's gonna go in the top 5, but I see where you're coming from.
I don't think so either. I think he's currently the RB3 heading into this year.
Really?
He's like ranked super high.
Who are the guys above him?
It's
CMC.
McCaffrey and
Is it Kyron? No way.
not Kyron. It's
Saquon.
I think it is Saquon. I
Really?
think Saquon's gonna get. They're not doing the Philly won't do the tush push anymore. Saquon's gonna get a lot of touchdowns.
Because no Kelsey?
No Kelsey. Kelsey was the reason the tush push happened. So
Because Hurts would always fall on his back.
exactly, yeah. So I think Saquon will be a top 5. CMC's gonna be first. Tyreek will probably go top 5.
Now you're leaving only one spot. You realize that, right? And you got to pick between 3 like great receivers, in my opinion, who are all worthy of top 5.
Who do you think they are?
CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase.
Jefferson. So I agree with Chase and I agree with Lamb. Those are 2 elite fantasy prospects. There's no quarterback in Minnesota. McCarthy just tore his meniscus.
He wasn't even the starter though. He wasn't even the starter. People are acting like this is like tanking Jefferson. He was not the starter.
He was going to get reps though.
Maybe.
The Vikings are going to be terrible this year. He was going to get reps.
Who knows? Maybe Sam Darnold will finally beat the allegations.
I really don't think he will.
Really?
I really don't think he will.
You don't think there's any promise there?
No, I think his mental game is weak. I think that's been part of the reason why he's bad. He's
So
like
why
mentally
didn't these
weak.
idiots trade up in the draft to try and get someone better?
I don't know. We probably shouldn't get off. I think they tried. They tried to trade up like multiple times, I think.
Did Penix? Yeah, because Penix was 8th pick, right?
Yeah.
Oh, they should have tried to trade up to get him at least.
I think they did.
No.
I think they did, and Atlanta said no.
Damn.
Jefferson's still going to be obviously an amazing player, but now that more weapons are gone, well, actually Jordan Addison's still really good.
Yeah, but he's dealing with like legal issues right now.
Yeah.
Freaking idiot.
I know. It's so many of these young guys are dealing with that. But I think Jefferson's going to have constantly at least 2 people guarding him at the same time. It'll be hard for him to get the ball. But
Now, what about the big bad Chiefs? Do we think that 3-peat's coming, or
I mean, like,
is Kelsey gonna like regress even harder than he did last year?
it's definitely like still like a chance. Like, and I don't think a single person in the world besides Missouri residents want it to happen. But I mean, very much can. Mahomes is. I think you know what Mahomes is due for? One of those Tom Brady type of season-ending injuries. He hasn't had one yet.
Really?
My dad was saying this to me the other day, and I kind of agree with him. Mahomes got one of those like bad leg injuries for the year, and then that was his like year out. I mean, every good quarterback has one. Mahomes hasn't had one yet. This could be the year.
Yeah. And then Rodgers finally got his last year.
Yeah, Rodgers did finally get his last year. What do you think about the Jets? Because that's one of the most interesting teams in the NFL that we haven't talked about yet.
I really don't know where I want to go with the Jets. Like, there's so much like hit or miss about them. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, for sure.
Their defense, undeniably top 5.
Oh my, yeah, oh my gosh.
100% a top 5 defense.
Their weapons are
You
absurd.
have Sauce Gardner, Quinnen Williams, C.J. Mosley, in middle linebacker, right? Just those 3 alone are nasty. Then the rest of the defense is outstanding.
It's ridiculous. Their defense is stacked.
And then on offense, you have 2 of the best young stars in the game, Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson. And then top it all together, you have one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, Aaron Rodgers. But there's one thing that's going to determine if they're going to be good or not, if Aaron Rodgers stays healthy.
I think he will stay healthy this year.
I
don't think he'll go down again like that.
I want to see a healthy season of Aaron Rodgers on the Jets.
I do too. I want to see a healthy
And
Jets season.
If this is Aaron Rodgers' last season, I want to see him play. Because there's a very good chance that this is the
Think
last
he
round.
calls it?
He's 40?
Is he 40?
I think he's 40, yeah. Let's check the tape real quick.
I think he's around I know he's for sure high 30s. If he's 40, that's just crazy.
Let's find out. Let's put in our final guesses. How old do we think he is?
38. I'm thinking 38.
Why is it not showing me his age? 40.
He's 40?
December 2nd, 1983. So he's going to go 41 this year.
That's crazy. That's actually crazy. I didn't realize he was like that old. He's like a veteran.
He a vet.
Yeah, vet for sure.
I'm pretty sure he's the oldest player in the league. No?
Yeah, he is now. You're right. I remember seeing that. So, yeah, Rodgers has something to play for this year.
Yeah.
So I think that's
And
what
I
pushes
definitely
the
think
Jets to the playoffs.
if the Jets can stay healthy too, I think they have a shot to win the East.
You think they have a shot to win the East?
For sure. Because Buffalo, yes, all the people they got rid of were over the age of 30, which technically can help them.
Yeah.
But what do they have?
Well, I don't think Buffalo's going to win. I think Miami's going to win it.
Yeah, well, obviously Miami too, but I'm saying Buffalo's not as big of a threat as some people
I agree.
could say they are.
I don't think Buffalo's as big as a threat. I didn't consider Buffalo that much of a threat last year. I can't take them seriously anymore. They blow it every year. Until, like, Josh Allen.
Last year it was the opposite because they came back to win the division last year. So
yeah, no, that surprised me. They didn't look too good until
there's one way the Jets will win that division, if Josh Allen can limit the turnovers. Because 3 interceptions in a game is not going to cut it.
I don't think he'll be able to. That's just kind of how he plays.
And I'll tell you right now, I'm not drafting him in fantasy. He's going way too high, in my opinion. Second round for a quarterback, no thanks.
Yeah, I guess so. I think the amount of rushing touchdowns to the amount of interceptions he throws kind of cancels each other out.
Last year I got Lamar Jackson 5th round. And
you got Lamar in the 5th round?
We all know how that went.
That's actually crazy. That's a steal.
3 letters.
I think Lamar is one of the I think Lamar is probably the second best fantasy quarterback.
Well, yeah, because then you got him, Hurts.
Mahomes,
yeah. The past 2 years, I've said this so many times. I've drafted league MVP the past 2 years.
Who'd you have before?
Mahomes.
Really?
Yeah. I had Mahomes 2 years ago, then last year I had Lamar Jackson. And we saw how both of those went.
I remember I had Jalen Hurts like in his breakout year when like the tush push started.
Mm-hmm.
And that was great.
Must have been hell of a ride.
Yeah, he was ranked 1. Even though Mahomes won MVP, Hurts was ranked 1st.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that this player was very near and dear to me in fantasy last year, Kyron Williams? Do you think he's going to be like worth like a second round draft pick?
Yeah, I think he'll be used just as much as he was last year.
Because they did draft another running back. But like
I don't know if I would think too much about that. I think they're still going to use him.
Because Kyron could have come back way sooner. They just put him on IRI to like be safe.
That's
and he still went over 1,000 rushing yards.
Yeah.
Like, dude is an actual animal.
He came out of nowhere too.
Mm-hmm. One guy even though he's injured right now, one guy I'm probably not going to draft is Puka.
I don't like anyone in the Rams.
I hear
Rams.
Cooper Kupp is looking pretty good, but I don't know if I can trust him.
No way Cooper Kupp doesn't miss at least 5 weeks. He's the most injury-prone player since his like super good year a couple years ago.
Do you think that year made him a Hall of Famer? That was probably the best receiver season
I'd say,
ever.
Yeah, he'll be a Hall of Famer because he had that season. And he also has a Super Bowl ring under his belt. I think that's Hall of Fame material.
That he got in that season.
He got in the same season.
Along with Super Bowl MVP.
I think that's worthy of a Hall of Famer.
Because think, he won Triple Crown, Offensive Player of the Year, Super Bowl MVP.
It's like one of the greatest seasons in recent memory.
To me, that sounds like the greatest wide receiver season of all time.
That's got to get you in the Hall of Fame.
He didn't break the reception record. He didn't break the receiving record. But he led the league in receptions, touchdowns, and receiving yards, right?
Yeah,
that's
all
true.
3.
Mm-hmm. And then you got Super Bowl MVP on top of that. Boom. It's whole 9 yards.
That's a perfect Hall of Fame season.
Yeah. I think if you dominate that hard, you should deserve it.
You were just talking about Lamar Jackson. I think that's a good segue into the Ravens. What do you think about the Ravens? Because I think they're terrifying. I think the Ravens are really going to make the Super Bowl.
Ravens' offense is going to be very hard to stop. If Rashad Bateman can like become a legit wide receiver too.
I think he will because
we know Zay is the guy on that team.
Yeah.
But if Rashad Bateman can become a legit wide receiver too, instead of having to like have Odell bail him out like every now and then last year, I think Baltimore's offense is going to be damn near impossible to stop.
I actually think Bateman is going to become a good wide receiver too, because I think he's been trying to be a wide receiver 1, puts a lot of pressure on you, and he's not a wide receiver 1. I think once he settles into a wide receiver 2 role, because he will, Harbaugh going to put him there, because Zay Flowers was a steal of a draft pick. I think their offense is going to be the best in the league. Lamar is Lamar. He won the MVP. Derrick Henry, even though he's older, he's still a beast. He's
Derrick Henry.
He's King Henry.
Like, dude's built like LeBron James at running back.
It's absurd. And then you got Zay Flowers, the BC kid. He's ridiculous. He jumps so high. He's so unbelievably athletic.
And he's, like, fast as hell, too, right? He's not like Tyreek fast.
But
he can beat a man off the press.
And he's only going to get better. Last year was his rookie year. And I think he has an even bigger jump this year.
Their defense took a big hit losing Patrick Queen. That obviously sucked.
Yeah, no, that was rough.
But you still have Kyle Hamilton, which, by the way, EA screwed him over big time on Madden. But
we'll get into the Madden
that's a topic for another time. Kyle Hamilton, probably one of the best DBs in the league. There might be a hot take, but
No, he's
dude broke out last year.
I think he's definitely top 5, maybe top 3 safety.
Then you got Marlon Humphrey, just consistent as ever.
And then Justin Tucker.
Yeah,
at the kicker. Greatest kicker in history. That comes in clutch for a good team.
Is he the greatest kicker in history?
Yeah.
Or are you taking the clutchest kicker of all time, Adam Vinatieri?
I mean, did you see what Tucker did yesterday at Ravens practice?
Mm-mm.
68-yard field goal.
Oh, well, there you go. I remember, was it when they played Detroit when he hit
66.
And then it bounced off the crossbar and went in? Unbelievable.
Yeah, no, having a kicker that you can trust that much for a team like Baltimore is one of the reasons I think that they'll make the Super Bowl this year. I think they'll snap the Chiefs streak.
I really hope so. Now, NFC, San Fran, more specifically, their bum receiver, Brandon Ayuk. What's the deal with this? Do you think he's going to get traded? Do you think they're going to agree to a contract? What's going to happen?
I think if he was going to get traded, it already would have happened. We heard what he said about New England, and he's not going to take the offer that Cleveland offered him. They offered him zero money. He's going to stay in San Francisco, and he's going to be another locker room cancer.
Just don't forget, Pittsburgh's going to try and come in and swipe him.
I think if that happens, Pittsburgh would suddenly turn some heads, because
maybe.
I think they actually aren't.
But what happens when Justin Fields takes Russell Wilson's starting job?
Well, I mean, the chemistry is going to be low, and I think that's going to happen. I think Fields will take Wilson's job because Wilson's just not good anymore. I don't think it was Denver. I think
kills me to say it, but yeah, Russ is past.
Oh yeah,
he might as well. He might as well have just stayed. It was not worth going to Denver for the fresh start.
I mean, he did make bank though. That's what he got out of that.
Yeah, dude had more bathrooms in his house than passing touchdowns that year also.
Yeah, I mean, it stinks for his career because I feel like these last few seasons are kind of insulting what he's done for the rest of his career, even though he's already a no-doubt Hall of Famer. I feel like younger kids are kind of looking at him, not remembering him for what he used to be.
It's a very interesting take. Do you think he's a first ballot Hall of Famer, Russell Wilson?
He's not going to be. He's not first ballot, but I
ballot.
think he will eventually make it into the Hall of Fame. When I say no doubter, I mean he will eventually make it into the Hall of Fame, not first ballot.
Okay.
But you can't say no to Russell
the Super Bowl
Wilson
will get him there, eventually. I think if they beat New England, I think you're
probably first ballot.
100% right that he'd get in if he went back to back.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, they should have. They were the best team for multiple years.
Had the best running back. Had a nasty defense.
The best defense.
Just had to play Tom Brady.
Forever, yeah.
So, let's see. All right, another big NFC team, the Detroit Lions. What are we thinking? Was last year a fluke? Are they going to be back?
I don't think last year was a fluke, but they don't make the Super Bowl jump this year.
Again?
I think they're going to fall short again. I don't think they make the jump, but I don't think they collapse super hard. I think they're going to stay where they are. They're still an electric team.
That in practice, Jahmyr Gibbs suffered a hamstring injury?
Yeah, I don't think it was too severe.
Which that kind of sucks.
It sucks to start the season. I don't think it was too severe though.
But I think David Montgomery's a beast.
Yeah, Montgomery's good. They don't have it's not like Gibbs was the only guy they had. They kind of switched through everybody. It kind of hurts their running game, but not severely. Mm-hmm. Sam Laporta's got to break out this year too.
And Amon-Ra, do you think he's just going to continue being the dog he is?
His story is absurd. He's just going to keep getting better. He has that type of mentality. He just wants to be the best.
Mm-hmm. I've been watching more of receiver, and I just keep getting sold on drafting Amon-Ra more and more.
Oh my God, he's going to be an amazing fantasy pick. That's another one.
Dude is the most abnormal human I've ever seen in my life.
It's crazy.
But I love it. It's hilarious.
It's awesome. Yeah, the Lions have had some odd people in the past.
I have a list of everyone who's drafted ahead of me, and I read it every day before and after practice as motivation.
That's like something you would hear from one of those Kobe Bryant stories.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. And then even seeing how his dad would train him and his brothers was crazy too.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, so he on Thanksgiving morning, Christmas morning, he'd be outside with them running routes and stuff and using cones and all that before they do anything else.
Really?
Swear to God.
That's awesome.
It's freaking hilarious. Shout out John St. Brown.
Shout out to the St. Brown family, man.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a great family. They just produce talent.
So now, one of the most controversial games in the entire world has dropped again, Madden 25. So ratings, they're obviously an issue every year.
Yeah.
Any that stand out to you that were like particularly bad?
I think you stated out one of the worst ones, Kyle Hamilton. 89 is absurd. I think he should be a 95, 96.
Yeah.
Even though he's young, I still think he should get
Kelsey should not be in the 99 club. That might be a hot take, but I do not think Travis Kelsey is deserving of the 99 club after last year.
I think if he would have lost the Super Bowl, they still would have given him a 96, 97. But I think because he won it, they gave him 99. And also because of his name.
It's just a popularity contest, yeah.
It is, yeah. That's
also,
what the ratings are.
How on earth is like the defensive player of the year not a 99 overall?
I kept wondering that. I have no idea.
Is it because the precious baby Aaron Donald's not in the league? Like no disrespect to Aaron Donald. Dude's like the best defensive player I've ever watched.
But he was like their go-to 99 club guy. What was it, 7 years straight 99 club?
Something crazy like that. Dude was just a dog.
Sometimes he didn't even deserve it, like the last couple of years. He still should have been mid-90s, but.
Mm-hmm. Or even Micah Parsons, you could make the argument that he should be at 99.
I think Micah Parsons should be like high 90s for sure. Like that didn't upset me that much that he wasn't 99.
And this isn't even like Madden, but the NFL Top 100 thing came out too, and it's all other players voting on it. Tyreek Hill was voted as the best player in the league.
I think
we're even more specific, Mahomes was not voted in the top 3.
I understand it. I think I understand that Lamar was above Mahomes because the top 100 is based off of last year. They don't take legacy into account. It's just off of last year. So I think Hill at 1 is fine. He had a fantastic year. I think Mahomes at 4 is fine. Like even though he won the Super Bowl, Lamar had a better season than him in terms of stats and everything.
One
Lamar
that
had
I
a better
don't get,
season.
How on earth was Aaron Rodgers in the top 100?
Like,
he played 8 seconds.
Did you see the NFL dropped every player's top highlight? Mm-hmm. Aaron Rodgers was him running out with the flag. That was the top highlight that they posted on the YouTube channel.
I just would not want them to post that if I was Aaron Rodgers.
I'd be like embarrassed.
I'd be so pissed off. I'd be like, why would you do that?
I doubt he even saw it. He doesn't
Yeah, he's weird.
Access the world.
I know. But just lives off the grid.
The top 100 compared to the ratings was so odd. Like Kyle Hamilton was rated 30, 40 something. He was in the top 50, but he was given an 89. And Jesse Bates in the top 100 was 77.
2 of the worst ratings in all of Madden. Breece Hall, Bijan.
Yeah, the Bijan one pissed me off, but I kind of understand it.
Breece Hall, 84. Bijan, 82.
I feel like what EA does is this is the same with Kyle Hamilton. I feel like they wait to give the young guys the top rating. That's why Stroud was an 81. Because
that one is also
everyone saw that.
Horrible.
And that one is brutal. They're all brutal. All 4 of those are brutal. All 4 of them are under the age of 23. Give them all 2 years, they'll be in the high 90s.
The Stroud one is terrible.
I really think it's just because they're too young, and I think they want to wait to make sure they really are those players.
So how many 99s are there? It's
6.
Mahomes, Kelsey, Tyreek.
Mahomes, Kelsey, Tyreek, Zach Martin. No. Trent Williams.
CMC.
CMC.
Is the other one a defensive player or no?
I think it might just be those 5.
Those 5? Because Jefferson 98.
Jefferson's a 98.
CeeDee Lamb should be a 98. I know he's still high 90s, but I think he should have been a 98.
Yeah, I'm fine with what CeeDee Lamb is. He's just a fantastic player.
Jerry Jones needs to pay CeeDee Lamb. That's what needs to happen.
Needs to what?
He needs to pay CeeDee Lamb.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
He needs to get paid. Jamar needs to get paid.
You think Dak leaves?
No.
I don't think so.
That's Jerry's baby. I think Jerry Jones either needs to disappear or sell the team.
I think both need to happen for the Cowboys.
Jerry Jones is turning into John Henry.
Pretty much,
and
yeah.
You know how I feel about John Henry.
We know how every Bostonian feels about John Henry.
Probably top 3 least favorite person in the world right now.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Dude's a bum.
I think the Cowboys are going to drop pretty significantly compared to last year. They've been good forever. They've been the team that, obviously can't win in the playoffs, good in the regular season. I don't even think they'll be good in the regular season. The Eagles are going to win the division by so much. The Cowboys will still make the playoffs because their division sucks.
I don't know how the Cowboys are going to do because they don't have a running back anymore. All they have is they brought Zeke back, right?
Yeah, they brought Zeke back, and they got rid of Tony Pollard.
Yeah, well, they basically just let Tony Pollard walk.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Idiots.
I mean, Pollard didn't really want to come back.
It sucks that Tony Pollard went to Tennessee because what's the other guy in Tennessee, the running back? Tajay Spears, is that his name?
Yeah, Spears.
He would have been so fun to watch as an RB1.
I think it'll be fun to watch them split. They're gonna split.
Yeah.
Pollard's not gonna be the for sure RB1. They're gonna do what they did in Dallas, but that's what Tennessee's gonna do.
I don't think I'm drafting Pollard anymore though.
Oh no, I wouldn't draft any type of running back that's in the split system.
I think the only one that I would consider is Gibbs because he's a receiving back.
Yeah, Gibbs is gonna rack up some good numbers, especially because Campbell loves him.
How are we thinking about drafting like Zach Moss, RB1 in Cincinnati?
I don't think they're gonna run with him a lot. I think they're gonna just abuse Joe Burrow the entire time. Like he's gonna throw like 35 passes a game, I think.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I think taking Chase is one of the best moves. I think Chase is gonna get so many receptions.
That's my guy right there.
I think he's gonna get so many receptions. I think the Burrow Chase duo is gonna be back.
Do you think the stack is gonna be worth the risk or no? Like drafting both of them.
I don't know. Sometimes it is worth it. Sometimes it's not. Like my brother drafted Allen and Diggs in our fantasy league last year, and it just paid off perfectly. It was beautiful.
Another great one last year was Dak and CD.
That was a good one too. I don't know anyone who did that, but I bet that would have been smart.
Thomas Kelly had that in our league last year.
Oh, did he?
Shout out TK.
I don't really like the QB wide receiver duos in fantasy. Like it's fun when they're both good, but bye week sucks. But that it sucks for everyone. And then
I don't even draft for a bye week.
If they have a bad game, it's not good.
I used to draft because of bye weeks, but now I just don't even bother.
I think Burrow and Chase is not going to be the duo you want because all the other three teams that they got to play have some of the best defenses in the NFL. Their division, like the other their 6 division games are all 6 games are elite defenses that they got to go against.
Yeah.
Like T.J. Watt is going to swallow up Burrow sometimes. So will Myles Garrett, and so will the Baltimore Ravens. Just all of them.
Damn.
Like that is such a tough division.
Yeah.
Like 2 of those teams are going to miss the playoffs. Maybe 3 of them make it if
that's happened.
Someone
before.
scratched. Yeah, it happened. Did it happen last year?
The
Bengals missed it. Did the Browns make it?
Browns did.
Did Pittsburgh? Pittsburgh had a winning record. Did they make the playoffs?
I think that Pittsburgh did make the playoffs, yeah. So
I think last year was the 3
It did happen last year.
I don't think it'll happen again. I think Baltimore makes it, Cleveland makes it, Pittsburgh and Cincy or Cleveland?
Cincy's going to make it.
So does that mean Cleveland doesn't make it?
Burrow's up for blood.
You think Cleveland doesn't make it?
I think all 3 of them make it. Actually, no. Cleveland, it's really going to depend on how, I'm not going to say his nickname, how Deshaun Watson plays.
I don't think he'll be back to what he was. I don't think he'll ever be as good as he was again. He doesn't need to be as good as he was for them to make the playoffs, though. But I still think he's just terrible.
I really think he does.
Like, I still think
I don't think it's going to happen, but I don't think he needs. I think he has to be that good.
You think so? He's got such a good supporting cast around him.
Yeah, and they just traded for Jerry Jeudy also.
Yeah, they got Jerry Jeudy, Amari Cooper, Nick Chubb is back. Don't forget about one of the best for that's another fantasy football option that we completely forgot about Nick Chubb.
I don't know if I'm going to draft Nick Chubb, dude.
He's not going to get hurt again.
Yeah, but
it's not going to happen.
I really don't think he's going to be the same.
You don't think so?
No, that broke my heart seeing that happen.
That was probably the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. I was at my brother's hockey practice in the bog. I had to drive him there. I was on my phone doing homework, and then I saw the injury on Instagram. I was oh my God.
That's up there with Gordon Hayward. The guy in college when his freaking bone came out.
The Louisville guy.
Yeah.
And Paul George.
Yeah.
That one was disgusting.
Oh, dude, you're making me cringe right now. I don't like it.
He'll be back though. He'll be back. Nick Chubb will be back. We'll be back.
I really hope so. It's just if I can get him 4th round, I'll take him. But I don't think that's.
You're not going to get Nick Chubb in the 4th round.
I don't think it's going to happen.
That's not going to happen.
But that's when I would take him. Oh, it's just an interesting question. How many words per day do you think Nick Chubb says?
No more than 100.
I'd say 50.
50?
Not a big talker, no.
I mean, 50 is crazy. That's a tiny amount. I think 100 is a tiny amount.
Yeah, maybe. He's not a huge talker.
No, he's not. He's very kept to himself.
Now let's shift to the biggest roller coaster in all of sports, the Boston Red Sox.
Yeah, I think we should.
Are we making the wild card or not? We're not catching Baltimore.
No. Well, catching Baltimore's out the window. Catching the Yankees is out the window. That won't happen either. We won't get the top wild card spot. I think we're fighting for the 3rd, maybe the 2nd.
I think we might be able to get the Yankees. I don't know.
I don't think so. I mean, we do play them a good amount. Like, I think we've played them 2 more times in series. One of them's a 4-game.
We're just gonna have to like lock in. Like
Yeah,
right
we just
now.
gotta for sure lock in. Cause last couple of games we looked good against the Rangers. We looked horrible against the Astros.
Yeah.
So
But the Astros are cheaters, so.
I'll never ever respect the
Doesn't
Astros.
really count. The only like Astros player I respect is Jordan because he wasn't there for it.
And Jordan's just naturally just disgusting.
Mm-hmm. You know, he was originally a part of like the Dodgers farm system, and they traded him away for like scraps.
He'll be back in the Dodgers in like 5 years. He'll be a Dodger or a Yankee in 5 years.
He'll be a Dodger eventually.
So will Paul Skeens. He'll be a Dodger or a Yankee in 5 years. Unless the Pirates sign him for a 15-year billion-dollar deal.
I think Skeens is going to be so nasty.
He already is so nasty.
No, like
he's literally already #1 on the MLB's pitcher power rankings list, and he's played for 5 months in the league.
I just pray to God that he doesn't get like DeGrommed.
Oh my God, that'd be terrible. I don't even want to think about that.
DeGrom's almost back though.
I know.
Well, but I think the Rangers are too far gone.
I don't think Skeens will though. Skeens' build, like DeGrom is a tinier dude. Skeens is a big dude. I don't think his body's gonna.
Well,
like,
DeGrom's tall.
like
he's
that.
just skinny.
Yeah.
He's like Chris Sale.
Yeah, and Skeens is tall and
Speaking
built.
of that, Chris Sale right now is the favorite for the NL Cy Young.
I literally can't believe
that
it.
pisses me off.
I literally can't believe
so
it.
much.
That
pisses me off to like, oh my God.
Every time he pitches, I like look at what he's done the next morning, and I just let out a heavy sigh.
Like, dude,
Like I'm just like, are you kidding me?
Pitches
Like, why does that have to happen?
7 innings, lets up 2 runs with like 8 Ks.
Of course he's on the Braves now too, one of the best teams in baseball.
Yeah, but
It's just so unfortunate. That's the Red Sox type of luck right there. That's the
I just
definition
feel so
of Red
bad
Sox
for
luck.
Acuna, dude. Like, we got finally, after years of begging, we got to see a fully healthy year out of Ronald Acuna Jr. last year, and he was a unanimous MVP, 40-70.
I mean, like I feel bad for him, but it happens to him every year. At one point, you just like.
Not last year.
It's whatever.
Last year we got a fully healthy year out of Acuna.
I know, but I mean,
and it
like
was
every
amazing.
other season before that, plus, I mean, right now, I feel bad for the kid, but at the same time, it's like, once you get hurt so many times, I start to stop.
Yeah,
feeling bad.
he was already like looking shaky at the start of the year too. He was dropping like easy pop-ups. So
That
I
happens,
think
though. Happened to
Shohei
Duran.
is gonna,
Happened to Duran back then.
Yeah,
he
but
looks
now-
amazing.
But now he's the man.
He's literally the man.
He is the man.
I think I'm so excited for next year.
And
for
now
him.
Duran's back today after his stupid suspension.
It's all right though. We won both games when he was gone,
Yeah.
and now we just got to build off that.
Shout out to the god himself, Rafaela, for stepping
Oh
up,
my gosh.
stepping up playing center field.
I love Rafaela.
I'm so
think
happy
he's a stud.
so happy we locked him down.
That was the first thing John Henry's done right in like 6 years. I think Rafaela is a stud.
And taking back Bayo. Getting Bayo to a deal was nice too. I think,
Bayo needs to develop more, but I think
I
he'll
think
be good.
Bayo's only gonna get better.
I think so too. I think he'll develop more, which he needs to, but I think he'll get better.
I wasn't too
like his
happy with the
future.
deadline though. Like we made
wasn't either.
moves, but I don't think we made the best moves.
No, not totally. But I think we'll get a wild card spot. Going back to your original question,
really
we'll
hope
get
so.
a wild card spot. I think the 3 teams will be the Yankees, the Royals, and us. I think we knock out the Mariners at some point.
I hope we do, but I would just love to see J-Rod in the playoffs.
I would rather the Royals miss it.
'Cause I know Aaron Judge is like a heavy favorite for AL MVP, but I really
He'll win
think if he can like keep up with Judge, Bobby Witt Jr. can be AL MVP.
I
'Cause
don't.
Bobby Witt Jr. is the reason his team is good.
Oh yeah, I know.
He plays the most important position on the field. And
he's
And
absurd.
he's like disgusting at
Like
it too.
but like I'm okay with KC making the playoffs because I kind of want to see what he does too. Like Bobby Witt and J Rod are two studs.
I'm saying like Bobby Witt's MVP case. This dude is almost at a 30-30 season.
Yeah.
Plays shortstop and he plays it like at the very best of
Like,
anybody.
the best in
like
the league.
better than like Carlos Correa, better than all these like nasty defensive shortstops. Like he plays it so well, and he's like the reason the Royals are in that playoff push.
Oh yeah, 100%. He's also like the
only-
leader on that team
There's
too.
one thing that's holding him back from like getting up to the #1 spot. He gets caught stealing way too much. For
Yeah,
a guy as
he-
fast as he is, he gets caught stealing way too much.
He's not very like slick about it. He doesn't know when. He needs to like learn to pace himself better.
And I think in the National League, Shohei's obviously going to win MVP again. Like, dude is already at 40 home runs.
Shohei
But
is just a different type of monster.
If Shohei wasn't going to win it, who do you think would win National League MVP? Because I have a pick.
Who's yours?
Francisco Lindor.
I agree.
I
agree 100%.
There we go. Good
Francisco Lindor is so tough. I've loved him since he was on the
Should have been an
Guardians.
all-star this year. He is one of the reasons why the Mets are, like, coming back, other than Grimace.
And the Mets have been failures since forever. They have light.
Since 1987.
They have light. And they have light because of Lindor.
Mm-hmm. I think he was worth the money that they gave him.
Yeah,
might
I think
be
so
like
too.
a scorching hot take.
Back there.
Oh, shit. Thank you, bro. That was awkward.
I'll keep it going.
I think
I
he was
love
worth
Lindor.
the money they gave him. 100%.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Nasty defender, nasty hitter. Finally starting to like see that power come back that he had in Cleveland.
I loved him on Cleveland. I love him now in New York, but I loved him on Cleveland.
And right now, I think in second place for MVP in the National League is Ketel Marte, which I'm fine with that. Ketel's great.
Yeah, he is. Not. I don't like him too much, but he's good.
I mean, does his job well.
Exactly. Yeah.
And if other than Judge, who would be your pick for the AL MVP?
I mean, I think it'd be Bobby Witt for sure. His season's absurd.
Thank you. So now let's go with Cy Young and AL NL. AL, I have Skubal.
You think so?
I think so. I think it's going to be really close, but I think I'm going to take Skubal.
Okay, I like that.
What about you?
No, I'd probably say him too. I think that's good.
National League.
Skeens or Sale?
I'm taking Skeens. I'm
taking
Skeens. Skeens is so dominant and so nasty, dude.
I think the MLB will pick Skeens because he's Paul Skeens.
Yeah.
And he has better stats than Sale. I mean, Sale has like more wins and stuff like that because he's played a full season.
Played the full year, yeah. But I think it's definitely going to be Paul Skeens.
I think it will be Paul Skeens. I think Skeens is about to win 3 straight at least.
Does Skeens have a higher K per 9?
I don't know. I have no idea, actually.
I just know Sale has like a ridiculously low ERA.
It's like 2 point something. So I mean, so does Skeens. The
thing with Sale is it's so hard to like hit off at him because of his stupid release point. How it's like
he's so
wide.
lengthy,
yeah,
and his arm is completely straight when he releases that it's so hard to judge where it's going.
I have no idea how he like stayed healthy this year though. Like, how did he not need another Tommy John?
Because he was on the Red Sox. We're just unlucky.
Wow. Okay. I see how it is.
It's just literally because he's on the
Sox.
Although
bullpen Chris Sale was like a different breed. That was like the best Chris Sale ever.
I love bullpen Chris Sale.
Dude was nasty.
He was disgusting.
Not NL Rookie of the Year because we all know who that's going to be. AL Rookie of the Year. What are we thinking? I really want to say, you know who I really want to say.
I wish.
I really want to say Willie Abreu.
I wish.
But I don't think he's going to get it.
I am excited for his sophomore season, though. Mm-hmm. I think his sophomore season is going to be nasty. I love the stuff he's doing.
Who do you think's going to get it then? Not Willie Abreu. What's the dude from the Yankees name? I know.
Ben Rice.
Is it Ben Rice or is it someone else? I don't know.
Ben Rice was the kid who hit 3 home runs against us in the game.
Yeah. Screw him. He's from Cohasset and he was a Yankees fan.
I know, yeah. His story's crazy. He grew up a Yankees fan from Cohasset.
Have you seen?
Then got drafted by the Yankees, hit 3 home runs against his hometown team that he has always hated.
Did you see like that podcast someone did talking about him and they were like, Ben Rice was the kid nobody liked in elementary school because he tried to be different.
I mean, yeah, probably. I mean, that makes a lot of sense. You're a Yankees fan in Boston. No one's going to like you.
Wouldn't like him either. Then obviously
absurd.
USA just won gold. Steve Kerr is the worst coach in the league. Yada yada yada.
Yeah, I'm happy we won gold. Obviously, we knew we would.
Watching Steph though, oh my God, getting to root for Steph Curry finally was one of the best experiences of my life.
Well, I mean, I've always loved Steph, even though he beat us in the finals. That wasn't fun. He had the greatest dynasty in modern era.
He was on your team.
Yeah, like
he played for you.
Exactly. I feel you there.
That's what I mean. Like getting to root for Steph Curry on my team, one of the best feelings in the entire world.
You think we're ever gonna see someone like Steph again? Not in terms of how good he can shoot, but in terms of how the combination of everything, his playmaking, how cold he is in clutch time, and also how good of a shooter he is. Do you think we'll ever see someone like that again? Because he's just so casually just amazing all the time. It's crazy.
Okay, not like position-wise, but if he can like obviously live up to what everyone's thinking, Wemby.
I had a feeling you were gonna say that. Wemby is gonna be the MVP.
He's just gonna be God.
At most 4 years. At most 4 years.
Do you think JT locks back in and takes home MVP this year? Or no?
He's not gonna win MVP. He'll never win MVP on this team. There's just too many like good players for him to win MVP. But we are gonna go back to back. I'm so confident that we win again.
I really hope so. I want to see him take home MVP because, like, the way Steve Kerr just treated him was absolutely insanely disrespectful.
Yeah, I think Tatum got treated dirty. Did you see Tyrese's tweet?
That was hilarious. I love that he was just such a good sport about it.
I know. He made the best of his situation.
Yeah. So let's just do this real quick. 2028 starting five for the Olympics. What are we thinking?
2028. How many years is that for? That's 4 years from now.
Yeah. Let's just pick the whole 12-man roster. Why not?
You think Wemby does what Embiid does, gets his citizenship?
Nah, he'll stay in France because France is his country.
Yeah.
Embiid's country is Cameroon.
Yeah, and that's what I mean.
And Cameroon didn't even make it, so I think we'll.
I mean, they would have if he was there.
I think we'll go Tyrese, Ant, Tatum, Bam, Paulo, Tyrese Maxey.
Oh, you're picking the whole team?
Yeah.
Did you say Anthony Edwards already?
Yeah, I did.
Trae Young?
Ooh.
He'll be in there in 5 years.
Maybe.
Once this entire old crew is gone, Trae Young will be in there.
Maybe Brunson.
Brunson should be in there.
We need another big, though.
What about, let's try to predict someone who will be a star. Because 4 years is 4 years.
Chet.
Oh, yeah. Chet. You're right.
There it is.
That's a good one. What about, someone like...
Maybe a guy like Reed Shepherd.
Reed Shepherd's going to be so tough. Reed Shepherd is going to be so nasty. I'm so excited for him. I think Paolo is going to be disgusting too. Give it 4 years. He's going to be unbelievable. The MVP conversation will be between Ant, Wemby, and Paolo in like 3 years.
Yeah, I would just wait till Tatum takes his home this year, though.
That'd be awesome. That'd be so awesome. I kind of think Giannis is going to take it this year. He'll go back to his ways and win it this year. Or Luka, though.
That's probably.
I'd probably say Luka. Like Luka's like the obvious choice
I think my finalists this year are going to be Luka, Shea, and Tatum.
Shea's a good one.
Let's be honest, Shea probably should have got it.
Shea's a good one.
Shea probably should have got it this year, in my opinion. I think Shea should have had it.
Yeah, no, that's valid. Because they were the 1 seed.
Like, yeah, Jokic is Jokic, but OKC would not have been in the playoffs if they didn't have Shea.
And they ended up being the 1 seed.
Like, I'm not even saying that they'd like dropped like the 6 seed. OKC would not have made the playoffs if Shea was not on the team.
Yeah, man. I mean, the West was like between. The West was still like really close.
Easily the most competitive.
Around.
Yeah, easily the most competitive conference out of them all. Because you have OKC,
Denver. The 12th seed to the 1st seed was like 14 games. Then like the 6th through the 10th was like 1.
This is the West. You had OKC in the 1.
Yep.
Denver at the 2.
Yep.
Minnesota was the 3 seed.
Yeah, they were.
Clippers 4 seed.
Clippers were 4. Dallas was 5.
Dallas was 5. Phoenix
was 6.
Phoenix was 6.
LA was 7.
LA was 7.
And who did OKC play in the first round? Phoenix?
No, New Orleans.
Yeah, you're right, New Orleans. Oh, Zion.
Yeah, I think it would have been a more competitive series if Zion didn't get hurt versus the Lakers.
Zion's another one of those Olympic
to be
guys,
fair,
though.
Zion, that was the best he's ever looked in that play-in game versus the Lakers.
I agree, and I think he'll be better. I think he'll be back to where he
got
looked.
He got actually injured too. He got actually injured. It wasn't just like his overweight injury.
It wasn't like
it was like a legit rolled ankle.
Now, what do you think about Ja Morant?
It is Nike that like picks the players, but I don't know if like they're gonna want him on the. It's gonna depend what he does for like his citizenship attributes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, no,
I know that
fair.
sounds stupid and corny, but like
Ja makes them so much money.
What about Mr. Should have been on the team this year, Jalen?
If he wasn't on it this year, he won't be on it in 4 years.
That'll be like his prime though. That's 31-year-old Jaylen Brown. That is when you like hit your peak.
You think he'll be better in 4 years than right now?
30 to 31 is like your prime. That's like technically
Yeah,
your
no.
prime.
Well, it also depends on what position you play for your prime. Like Curry's prime was probably
2015, 2016.
yeah.
Like back-to-back MVP.
And then he was how old then? 26, 27?
No. Because he's 35 right now. So he was like 28, 29.
28, 29. All right. And then LeBron, would you say his prime was in Miami or that 2018 season?
Right now. Like,
Just
I don't think
forever, he's
LeBron's
always
ever
in
been
his
out of
prime?
his prime. Like, you can't really like use him as an example.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Well, I mean, his stats have always been the same, but you can tell when he's been better and when he's been worse. Like, it's so easy. Well, if you're an NBA superstar,
Yeah.
it's easy to average 30 now compared to 10 years ago.
The best like era of LeBron though is Miami. Not even
Okay.
a question. Not even
Yeah.
a question.
And
Dude should have won 4 MVPs. in
I
Miami.
agree. And he was around 31 then. So that was like his peak at the time.
LeBron should have had 4 MVPs in Miami. No doubt. Actually, 3. Kevin Durant deserved it. When Kevin Durant won in 2014.
Durant did deserve
Kevin
it.
Durant deserved that.
You think Derrick Rose should have gotten snubbed of his, though?
It's really tough because Bulls were the 1 seed.
Yeah.
But if
Like,
we're,
it's like a Shea type
if
of
we're
season.
going like that, then Shea should have won it this year, and he didn't. So then no.
Well, I mean, the NBA wasn't as much of politics then as they are now.
Yeah. So if it was based off of how today went, then no, I don't think Derrick Rose would have gotten it. But one of my favorite seasons of all time was 2011 Derrick Rose.
Yeah, no, that was hype for sure. It was like he was like Ja Morant, but just like better at everything else besides being able to jump high.
Yeah.
He could do everything. He was tough.
I think Memphis is going to be a scary team this year, though. I hope.
For
just
Marcus, I hope.
Big
That's the
three,
one reason.
big three just has to stay healthy.
I hate that team so much, but for Marcus's sake, I hope that they're good.
I wouldn't even say Marcus is in the big three. Big
No,
three
he's not.
It's Ja, Bane, and Jaren.
Jaren Jackson, yeah. That's
Jaren-
definitely the big three.
I really like Jaren Jackson Jr., even though Anthony Davis kind of like owned him in the playoffs.
Jaren Jackson's fine. I like he has a good personality. He's a funny dude.
Yeah.
I don't like Ja for obvious reasons.
I don't mind Ja.
Desmond Bane is just whatever. Desmond Bane kind of reminds me of like.
He just looks weird. You know what I mean?
Well,
like his weird
yeah.
physique, like how his arms are wicked short.
Yeah, no, it kind of looks like a dinosaur a little bit.
Yep, T-Rex, Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Memphis will be back in the playoffs, and they'll be a 5 seed. I got Memphis as a 5 seed.
Did Phoenix figure out their like guard situation?
No,
They still don't have a point guard. Where did Tyus Jones go?
Tyus Jones is garbage.
No, he's a good point guard though.
I don't think I don't know. I don't like him.
Where did he go?
I don't know. I forget.
Yeah, I forget also.
It's been a while.
It hasn't. I'm still waiting for O'Shea Brissett to resign. Oh, speaking of that,
I've heard he might.
Svi, it's good knowing you did. Svi Mihalik, unfortunately, signed with the Utah Jazz.
Yeah.
First member of the championship team to leave.
Something I'm excited for. Did you see the I forget his name, French dude, guy who posted LeBron.
Oh, Yabusele.
Yeah.
I want Yabusele back in the
I
league.
just want him to get called up.
I want Yabusele back in the league.
I just want him
fact,
to get called
I
up.
have a Yabusele autograph card.
Do you really?
I'll send you a picture of it later. I swear to God.
How'd you get that?
I pulled it.
That's sick.
Yep. Prized possession right there.
That is awesome.
It's so great.
I want him to get called up so bad. Like it's so crazy. Not only are we the best NBA team, we have the best prospects in the G League right now.
Who else we got? We got Walsh,
J.D. Davison.
Jay Davidson.
That kid is tough.
He's nice.
Yabusele's tough. Jordan Walsh is tough.
Is Yabusele playing in the G League?
He did last year.
He did? Oh, I thought he was playing overseas.
Nah, he was in the G League last year.
Oh, nice.
He looked so good against the best players in the world
Well, he's not fat
during the
anymore.
Olympics. Yeah.
He lost a lot of weight.
Not only did he lose a lot of weight, he's like turning the weight into muscle. Like he did a mix of cutting plus building.
You know the famous video of him doing like the dab in the black jerseys?
Yeah.
I was there for that game. It was great.
Really?
It was the same game Horford hit the game winner, the buzzer beater against Portland.
Was that the same game?
Mm-hmm.
You were there?
I was in the building for that. First
That's
time
sweet.
I ever saw a buzzer beater in person. It was absolutely insane.
Have I ever seen him? I don't think I've
Like
seen
a game winner buzzer beater.
Like a
not
game winner buzzer
Not
beater.
like half court
court or
at
whatever.
the end of a quarter. No, game winner. Crazy.
I don't think I've ever seen a game winner. The craziest thing I've seen, remember when LeBron didn't get the call and he was whining?
You were
and
there?
everything? Yeah.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Oh my God, it was so awesome. The commercials were breaking. Just every Bostonian in that building, I could just hear everyone just saying
up, LeBron.
horrible things about LeBron James.
Oh my God. My favorite
then-
part of that was when Pat Bev brought out the camera.
It was on the Jumbotron.
So funny.
On the Jumbotron, it showed Pat Bev with the camera to the ref, and you could just hear the TD Garden going, "That's the end of the fourth quarter. Celtics,
technical.
Lakers tied." It was so funny. It was awesome, and then we won in overtime.
And won in overtime. That was one of the funniest Celtics games I've ever watched.
That was probably my favorite game I've ever been to. It was amazing.
I went to a Celtics Lakers game a couple years ago, and it was when Jalen dunked on LeBron.
No way, really?
Mm-hmm. But I was like all the way up, so I saw it.
Well, I mean, I was all the way up too. I have seen a poster. I was there when Brown postered Kleber.
I was there for that also. The Garnett
retirement.
Yeah,
You were there?
I was there for that. Yeah.
I think we've probably talked about this before.
We definitely have.
I remember. I remember I was at that game. That was awesome. Even though we lost.
I was at Pierce's last game at the Garden too.
Oh, that probably wasn't that fun.
No, that was awesome. That Doc Rivers put him in at the end of the game, and he hit a.
Oh wait, his last game. I thought you said his jersey retirement.
No, his jersey retirement. The ceremony was cool.
That was probably not
Cleveland
fun.
Killed them.
That was probably not fun. Wait, like you mean when Pierce was on the Clippers?
When he's on the Clippers.
You were there?
His last game playing it.
Oh, that's awesome.
I was there for that. Yeah.
When he hit the three at the end, that's awesome.
They were giving out headbands too.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you meant you were at his retirement game when LeBron dropped like 45 and we lost by probably 40.
No, I wasn't at that. No.
That was terrible.
That was awful. That was like the Clippers game from this year at home.
Pretty much.
That game was painful to watch.
Yeah, no. I mean, I didn't watch it. I just kind of saw.
You think Clippers are going to be any good or no?
No.
I think they're going to fall off
They're
pretty
done.
hard.
Did you see their rebrand?
Yeah, it's stupid.
It looks like a newspaper magazine.
Yeah.
The
new arena looks pretty cool though.
Oh my God, the new arena is awesome.
The Intuit Dome.
Yeah, that looks
too bad.
so
Too bad
sick.
they suck.
Yeah, but I think that's like the next step for stadiums, that the NBA is going to start making these for more. And I think because obviously most NBA teams share them with NHL teams. I think they're going to start, like the NBA and NHL are going to like kind of partner up to get these types of stadiums in. Because the NFL, do you see how many teams are getting new stadiums? The Bills are getting a new one. It's going to be like one of those futuristic ones.
Yeah. The thing that would be nice about that, because Bruins owner, he owns TD Garden too, right?
Huh?
Doesn't the owner of the Bruins also own TD Garden?
Yeah.
So that'd be nice if like it was a different spot where like Celtics could have more freedom instead of listening to that dude.
Yeah.
He's very clearly on Bruins instead of Celtics.
Which, I mean, fair, but no, I agree with you for sure. But yeah, so the NFL stadiums are getting ridiculous. Have you seen all the concepts?
No.
So the Bills have a confirmed project going on, and just imagine every stadium looks like SoFi or Mercedes-Benz, but just like more futuristic.
Mercedes-Benz, that's the Falcons
one.
Yeah. And that's where like the roof can like open and shut.
Yeah. No, that
I even saw the
sweet.
Panthers one's pretty cool.
The Panthers are getting a new one. No, they're not getting a new one. They're renovating their current one to make it futuristic, which I
like that.
kind of
I
like.
really want to go to
Takes
SoFi.
less time. I
really want to go to SoFi.
I've been to Mercedes-Benz once. I went to a Falcons game
Pretty
for my 13th birthday. Literally the coolest place I've ever been in my life.
Only football stadium I've ever been to is
Gillette.
But I also want to go to Wrigley Field someday.
Oh my God, Wrigley would be cool.
Wrigley would be dope.
Wrigley would be so cool.
Soldier Field, just oldest stadium.
They're getting rid of that.
Really?
I was about to say the Bears are one of the new, one of the teams getting a new stadium.
Is Soldier Field gonna get like collapsed?
Do you think they would? Do you think they'd keep it up?
That's the oldest stadium in the NFL.
I know. Like, do you think they'd keep it up, or do you think they'd demolish it? Because that's what, they haven't really talked about that much.
They demolished Old Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, that's true. The Bears are going somewhere else, though. It's not the same spot. It's somewhere completely different alongside Chicago. The Titans are getting a new one, exactly where Nissan is right now. That one's going to be so cool. It looks like a house type of thing. The Browns are getting one. That one looks sick.
And then I want to go to Lambeau too. Like you can't not want to go to Lambeau.
Lambeau is something that will never get changed.
Yeah. Same with Fenway.
Fenway will never get changed either. Those two will stay.
Fenway
forever.
it's finally hit that mark where it's like
it's impossible to get rid of it. It's literally too old to get rid of.
Because when they did Yankee Stadium, it was still like, yeah, Yankee Stadium's falling apart. It's time to build a new Yankee Stadium.
At least they renovated Fenway like a million times to still make it a
I just think
somewhat enjoyable
it's stupid
experience.
how like there's seats where you're literally sitting in front of a pool. I think that's really stupid.
It's stupid, but that's kind of part of what makes Fenway Fenway.
Just don't buy those tickets.
Just don't buy those. Yeah,
just
exactly.
Sit in the outfield.
Or if you want to just
outfield's like the cheapest, other than the Garden, other than the Monster.
Maybe that could be a fantasy football punishment. You have to watch a Red Sox game the following season from that spot.
Oh my God, that would be hell.
That would be pretty terrible.
Yeah, I
Do you
think.
think the Pats will ever get a new stadium?
Ooh, I don't think so because of like everything else outside of Gillette.
Yeah,
Like how it's like an actual place to like go do stuff and not just watch Pats.
exactly. Well, not only is it a place to go do stuff, it's not like a city. It's a town where just like residents live.
Mm-hmm.
They can't do much more in there.
But they have so much parking lot in Foxborough compared to like these other stadiums I see online.
No, there's a lot of parking there.
Like,
and also Patriot Place is also massive. They definitely could get a bigger stadium, but I don't think Kraft wants to spend the money.
Kraft can afford it.
I know he definitely could afford it.
If Wick had Kraft's money, Wick would build a new stadium.
They're not even in talks about it though. Gillette's gonna stay, which is like kind of a shame. I feel like more northern teams should get the new stadiums, like the Vikings. Theirs is awesome.
Yeah, but I heard like people really didn't want to like pay for that in Minnesota, because it was like all taxpayer money to build that.
Well, yeah, but that one was different because they had no choice because their old stadium collapsed. They needed a new one.
Yeah.
We don't need a new one.
No, Gillette's perfectly fine. Gillette's even newer.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, yeah, they did just renovate it, like a multi-million-dollar renovation. That new scoreboard that goes the entire length of the field.
Within the past year, I've been on the field at Gillette for a Super Bowl for high school.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I was doing camera.
Yeah, you were on the field. I was there. I was on the field.
Remember seeing me at halftime when the kickers were kicking the field goals and I was throwing the balls back?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Mm-hmm. That was a peak moment of my life.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
And then the next day, I was getting praised in Gov.
for
just throwing dots.
Tossing footballs on the field.
Just throwing absolute dimes. Throwing them better than Daniel Jones.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I think my dog could throw better than Daniel Jones. The Giants are going to be bad for
bearded Daniel
years.
Jones, bro. He's looking like a new man.
You think so?
He's matured.
You think so?
Maybe like as a human, not as a player, though.
I don't know. He still seems like the same dude to me.
Yeah, whatever. He just has more aura.
Not really.
He had that reporter like uttering her words. That was kind of funny.
That was pretty funny. I mean, Daniel Jones couldn't get much less awkward than what he already was, so I guess it's only up from here for him.
He did look like he was still in high school.
Yeah, I mean, so does Justin Herbert, though.
Yeah, but like, dude's like just a beast, so. Well,
Somewhat.
I think that we're at that time.
I think so, too.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very grateful for this opportunity to have done the part-time pod for almost a year. I think this is my final day as an intern at Marshall Community Media, so I'm super grateful for Sean, Heather, Ivana, Robert, John, the whole staff, Will, anyone that helped me along the way, all like the cool stuff I got to do, like events I got to go to, opportunities I was given, like events I attended, anything. Could never ask for a better job. Hope to be back soon. Thank you so much for listening to the part-time pod over this past year. I'll never forget it. And yeah, thank you.